Let it go, let it go. Oh, dude, look. That's a good one. Here she comes.
Oh, dang, dude.
I got a good one. What's going on, my homies? Hey, make sure to check out Balls on Your Head, Best Attitude. What's up, Box? What's up to all our friends? So what's up? Got a cool kind of like video plan for you. We're actually down in Florida, and when I say we're, I have my buddy Caleb from Bass Quest with me. Awesome, epic, giant freaking smasher on Lake Chickamauga. So he's from kind of like a great trophy fishery, and we're actually gonna go out and fish some of my Deepwater kind of like trophy fisheries around here in Central Florida. And I'm hoping, you know, this one of the coolest things about Florida is a lot of seasonal patterns overlap. So like, for instance, like the spawn, there'll be pre-spawn fish at the same time as they're spawning fish. Like winter kind of like, you know, way pre-spawn, like not even like staging fish, that'll be happening as there's also staging fish or fish moving up. And even like some of the fall patterns still kind of drift on. So there's a lot of like overlapping, which means there's a lot of kind of cool patterns you can follow. So we're gonna go out there, and Caleb has never fished with me this time of year out there on these deeper water places, and it's gonna be really interesting to see his perspective and kind of smash kind of ideas together and look at how can we catch them? Can we see them on the graph? Are we gonna have to fish shallow? Like I'm just like super stoked to kind of see how those perspectives come together. But I hope you guys will come with us. It's gonna be a learning day. So we're gonna learn about kind of winter fishing in Florida and how the seasons overlap. And then we're gonna get somebody's perspective on it as we kind of find fish, see fish, and catch some fish who's from up north. And speak of the devil, there he is. Check him out, Caleb, Bass Quest. We're gonna get on the road. We'll talk to him in a little bit, and hopefully we find some fish and we can kind of explore these winter patterns, all right? Caleb C. Bass Quest. What's up? What's up?
You want to catch a fish? Just one.
Bro, you can't catch no fish.
Just one. I bet I'd catch a speck.
He doesn't even know what the hell a speck is, dude. He's all talking local. He's like, I'll catch a speck. It's a crappie. Oh, do you catch crappie, bug? Oh, yeah. All right, we need to go fishing. Hey guys, this is what we're looking for. That right there is exactly, see those dots? Money! So this is how funny winter is. So we're idling around and we just found a pot of fish, dude. Bunch of white dots. They're on actually like kind of like a sand flat. That's another weird thing with Florida. There's a lot of flat sand, then the bottom gets like a little bit harder and it's very difficult to tell on the graph. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna line these fish up, make some casts to them. We're gonna try two different kinds of baits. We're gonna try reaction style baits, you know, things that move a bit, and then we're gonna try drag baits, say a Nico rig, a Ned rig, maybe a Texas rig, and see if we can get some bites, all right?
Oh my God, see the G-lock hook here?
That might be a better one. Yeah, like 2 quick reels, like hair jigging it, dude. Guys, we're caught on swim bait. Caught actually a couple on swim bait. Starting to get a little interesting. A little bigger one. Not a giant, but she ain't gonna come off my goat's. She ain't gonna come off my goat head. She come off my goat head. So. Sorry. Look at him break my foot. I'm an idiot.
There he goes.
Well, guys, that's how you
Hey, leg up, man. I'm like trying to hold the door up. Like breaking these.
It's better just to go down, boy. Go down with the ship. So we caught a couple snake ticklers on a swim bait. So let me show you guys something, because I mean I talked about using this swim bait head on an Alabama rig. We're down in Florida, and a lot of times I'll throw just a solo swim bait. So what I've done is I've threaded this thing on, and the biggest trick with this goat swim head is when you're twisting it, and you're twisting it clockwise, is to pass that body through the hook just like that, and she'll roll right onto there and get on that screw lock and line up just like that. And this is a hollow body, so it's a little bit different swim bait, but especially on the smaller heads have a little bit smaller spring, so they're meant more for like a solid core, say like a, you know, an easy, a Kitech, whatever you want to use. But on the bigger ones, there are bigger hooks. This is a 1/2 ounce head, you can see right here, and they have a wider spring lock, and that wider spring lock is a lot better to use when you're using your hollow bodies. This is a Bass Tricks. I know Strike King makes some, but any kind of like standard hollow body, that wider spring is what you're looking for. You got him. Nice job. Video game.
Video games, bro.
Video game.
Are you even a pro gamer, man?
That's pretty cool. So here's what Caleb did. He got out his favorite drop shot worm, and we saw one down on the graph. He dropped a drop shot straight down to it, and he caught himself a hand-sized bass. So. Oh, that's a little better one, Caleb. It's a 3-pounder. Oh. Yeah, big head. Well, it's 2 inches. It's actually kind of skinny, dude. Caleb's got a drop shotter. He's got a drop shotter. Yeah, this comes to it. Hey, let's see that. It's almost like a custom worm. That's pretty cool. I love that color too.
It's a Zoom worm. It's a Z3 worm.
Is it really?
Yeah, similar to hand poured and floats.
Pour it, super soft. This brings us though to the topic at hand. Caleb, I think we've only used the net once today. And I think we caught maybe 15, 20 fish, give or take, you know, had some other bites. I don't like those statistics, dude, because I want to use, actually I got a new net. I got one of these Ranger nets right here, and I told you guys about it. It's like that clear mesh stuff. I want to use that net more because, as we've talked about before, Caleb, when I'm in Florida, I want to catch giants. Biggins. Like and we talked about it in the intro of the video too. Caleb's like well, this is ironic. Caleb's a trophy class fisherman. He's from Chickamauga and likes to catch biggins, and he's got a drop shot on with a freaking 1/4 ounce weight and 8-pound test. I don't think that's gonna play, dude. What do you say we migrate around a little bit and see if we can't put a little something bigger together?
I like it.
All right, let's do this thing. Guys, that's what you're looking for when you're talking about structure scan. You see those white dots, and then they pop up. You can see that arc right there. It kind of passed, but that's what you're looking for, right on kind of like the edge of like a little hole, kind of trough kind of thing. You know, simple ledge fishing, but dude, when they stack, I get excited. You know, one thing that happens with these little pods of fish, especially like pre-spawn kind of like this, you'll find them in one place, and they're usually related to a little something. Say it's a harder bottom, a little bit of shell, maybe there's a little grass down there, a little gravel. But the problem you have is when you have groups of fish, they're all kind of doing the same thing. So say you catch 1 or 2, and I think it's a problem we're running into today, like they'll move. Like you catch one and they'll follow, be like, hey, you know, Jim over there just ate something and swam off, you know? And it's like, oh, let's go check it out. And they'll shift, and when you're fishing such a small, kind of very detailed area, you know, shifting 10, 20 foot, especially when it's blowing this hard, it's tough to adjust. You keep throwing to where you caught them, but they actually either came under the boat or maybe moved a little to the right. So be open-minded. You don't want to super duper like idle over everything all the time, because it spooks the fish, and it's not a good way to catch giants, because those big ones are the first to go. Something's wrong here. But keep in mind though, if you're on a pot of fish and you just caught 2 or 3, and all of a sudden like you saw 20 of them and it goes mute, nothing, dude. They might have like migrated just a hair, say like 10, 20 foot, you know, make a cast to the right, make a cast to the left, maybe look at, we've actually seen them where they get on the graph and we'll drop back, because I can see my trails on the C-map right there, and we'll drop back, and dude, all of a sudden like my 2D that's straight down from the trolling motor, all these arcs show up. So be open-minded. Things can kind of change even slightly, and it can make a huge difference. So be adaptable. That's a good one. Here she comes. We got a good one. And of course it's on 8-pound test, guys. Had to get out the net and go to the bottom and get super finesse with it, dude. And it's like such a light freaking bite. It's crazy. And you know, guys, we're in open water, so I just try to chase them a little bit. So I'm gonna like adjust the trolling motor, turn off the speed, take your time. And thank God I got a net. Got me one of them Ranger nets. So
hopefully you got a good net guy too.
well, hopefully I don't lose it like I lose every freaking Ned Rig fish. Oh, she's got it. She's got it, boys. I think this deal might be closed. Dabs on that, buddy boy. All right, get back up there, dude. Guys, you should see this pescado. How fat she is. Like, look at this, dude. Look how fat. Caleb, you see this, dude? Look how fat that thing is. And she got. I knew we saw some big ones on the graph. And of course, with my luck, well, at least my luck has changed. The old Nedster caught her actually, and I landed it. I've been struggling to like actually land the Ned Rig fish, but sometimes on these fish you'll see there's a boat there, there's a boat there. It's like a lot of pressure. So these fish, sometimes the big, you gotta go small. So here's what we're gonna do. I know I should weigh this thing, but I'm hoping we're gonna catch some bigger ones, but I wanna show you this thing, dude. Look at the gut on that thing. That's like a freaking, I would guess 7.5 maybe. Just an absolute giant. But as we always talk about, dude, because we want to keep these fisheries like as good as they are, we're gonna get her released. Let me do a little selfie action. Ah! Let's let her go. All right, honey. Get back down. Get back. Look at the shoulders on that. And there she goes, guys. That's what we always want to see. Epic release, epic catch, then get back in there for another one. But we got on this school, threw some moving baits. Caleb got knocked on his giant swim bait. And then I'm like, hey, let me pick up 8-pound test and just kind of like shake it down there in the 25-mile-an-hour wind. And it happened. Let's get back at it.